years the younger at age 29. Lewis has a 1-inch height advantage. They both weighed in at 244 pounds. Quite a coincidence, and causing many observers to say, gee, when's the last time in a big heavyweight championship fight that the two fighters both weighed in at the same weight? And you have to go all the way back to June 28 of this year, when both Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield weighed 218 pounds in Las Vegas. Reach a 2-inch advantage for Golota, who has, by acclamation, the better jab. Punch that numbers, Larry.
Here you see the average number of punches they throw. Golota is more of an action fighter than Lewis has been in the past, although Lewis promises to take the fight to Golota tonight. And you've heard of lies, damn lies, and statistics. Well, here's an example, because Lewis doesn't throw the kind of jab that Golota does. Golota has a jolting jab, perhaps the best jab we've seen in the heavyweight division since Larry Holmes. Lewis generally paws with his jab.
Rules of the bout with our ringside judge, Harold Letterman.
The Lennox Lewis Andrew Golota fight is scheduled for 12 rounds. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
And before a crowd of 15,500, largest ever to witness a Lennox Lewis title defense in the USA, here comes Golota. Move your guy.
I can't see the fighter. I can't see the fighter.
Golota has been put under the microscope because of his dirty tactics, like a virus. And to his credit, he's handled it pretty well, with patience, some grace, and some humor.
293 days without fighting. He was scheduled to fight Ray Mercer earlier this year. The fight was postponed, first because of a back injury to Golota, and then eventually canceled because of a neck injury to Mercer. So it's not because of Golota's desire or chosen path that he's been out of the ring for nearly 300 days.
Jim, this does evoke the kind of passion we've seen in soccer matches all over the world. And it's kind of an amazing really, that here in America, 2 foreign heavyweights have filled an arena like this and have created the stir that they have. Reminder that all of sport is turning international.
You can see fans who are able to reach over and make contact with Golota and the men around him. Obviously, this is not an easy place to secure the fighters as they make their way into the ring, and that's one of the reasons why they've already determined that Lennox Lewis, because of disturbances in the crowd, must take a different path to the ring than the one originally planned for him. Record for Andrew Golota, 28 consecutive wins prior to his 2 disqualification losses against Riddick Bowe, 25 KOs. This is his first appearance in a heavyweight title fight.
You think he's going to hit below a championship belt now? To Lennox Lewis's credit, when he could make a hand-picked opponent for his title, he didn't take the path of least resistance, which is so much the custom today. He took the path of most resistance in Andrew Golota.
And there is havoc around the Lewis entourage as they try to make their way in. Red and white Polish flag dipping right down in front of the fighter. Lewis may feel as though he's playing an away game here. Jamaica, Canada, and Great Britain. Lennox Lewis enters the ring in America and apparently in sensational shape. The record for Lewis, 31 wins, second round knockout at the hands of Oliver McCall. Very quick stoppage. He was on his feet before the count was concluded, and you saw the knockout numbers. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the main event, brought to you by Main Events and your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you, along with Panics Promotions and Ziggy Promotions. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Greco, Chief Inspector at ringside Sylvester Kyler, the physicians in attendance at ringside Dr. Richard Snepper, Dr. Howard Taylor, Dr. Kenneth Remsen, Dr. Eric Wormser, and Dr. Earl Shaw. The timekeeper at the bell is Arthur Spell, and counting for the knockdown seconds, your alternate referee, Eddie Cotton. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Council President Jose Suleiman, WBC Supervisor at ringside John Kofi. The three judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Marty Denkin, Chuck Hassett, and Barbara Perez. And when the bell rings, working for the 97th time in a world title bout, referee Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the boardwalk home of champions, Caesars, Atlantic City, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, trimmed with red, and weighing in at 244 pounds. In his professional career, he has registered 25 knockouts in his 28 victories, and he has suffered 2 losses by disqualification. Ladies and gentlemen, by way of the Windy City, Chicago, a native son of Warsaw, Poland, here is the pride of Poland. Introducing the challenger, Andrew Golota. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing red, trimmed with white, and weighing in also at 244 pounds. In 1988, he captured Olympic gold. And now, as a professional, in 32 bouts, he has 31 victories with only 1 defeat. And he has scored 25 knockouts. From East London, England, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the pride of Great Britain, the 2-time world heavyweight champion and reigning WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want good sportsmanlike conduct, obey my commands at all times, I want a clean fight from both of you. Understood? You understood, Andrew? Lennox? Okay, touch him up.
Can the foul pole become a fair pole and become a force in the heavyweight division? Can the true Brit show true grit and get the respect that he craves?
The stare down was good.
The stare down was real. They know each other pretty well by now, Roy. They had one of those lengthy press tours. They've spent day after day with each other. And it's a cliche, of course, but I don't think they particularly like each other.
I don't think so either.
Well, one has what the other one wants, and the other one wants it badly.
Who will land the first heavy punch between these two power punchers? Lewis starting off with a jab. Emanuel Stewart claiming his fighter's jab is quicker and better than ever before. Golota a little bit more tentative at the outset than he appeared to be against Riddick Bowe. Lewis lands a right hand over the top. Lewis stands in the corner and Golota lets him stand.
Get back. Get back. Let's go.
And they spin back out into center ring. Right hand over the top by Lewis. Golota momentarily stunned. Left hook by Lewis. Golota goes down. Only the second time in his career that Andrew Golota has been down, and he is extremely wobbly as he gets up. Lennox Lewis has a tremendous opportunity for a first-round knockout here.
All right, hold on. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think Golota's ready. This is over. This fight is over. The referee should stop it already.
Cortez gave Golota a lot of time, but he has absolutely nothing as Lewis pounds him to the canvas again.
He won't make
That's it. That's it.
over.
Tremendous statement by Lennox Lewis.
A big statement. A tremendous statement.
He's been waiting for years, and it finally happened.
Andrew Golota had been warned by his camp that Lewis would come out quickly, but he still looked a little bit tentative to start out, as though he couldn't find yet the equation to land that good jab of his, and he let Lewis take the initiative. And Lewis, whom we said earlier is the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division, showed what we meant against this 244-pound giant.
I don't think Golota ever recovered from the first big right hand that Lewis landed.
No, I don't think he did either. When Lennox gets time to land that big right hand, it usually means trouble. When he hit Golota, Golota was not ready for it, and it took a bad effect on him.
And remember that Lewis had been saying all along he didn't want to give Golota a chance to land low blows, and the way to do that was to get to him early and hurt him early. There's nothing more definitive than what we just saw. It's certainly the most definitive, defining knockout in the heavyweight division since Mike Tyson was a young and dominant fighter.
Since June of 1988, when Tyson here knocked out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds. That's the last time you saw this definitive a statement in the heavyweight division. This was similar to what Roy Jones did to Montel Griffin. And Roy, you can identify with when it wells up in you over and over for years. You want this. Lennox wanted it so badly, and he got it.
Yes, he did, and it's very good to see Lennox back like this.
Here's the first overhand right. And Golota was hurt from that, and then the left hook. And Emanuel Stewart has been saying all along, hey, don't focus only on my fighter's right hand. That left hook is pretty heavy, too. First knockdown coming here. And Golota just with no defense against Lewis's power shots.
Yeah, but you also see Lennox putting shots together here, like I said earlier, that he stopped doing. He throws the 1-2, came back with another 1-2, and came back with even another 1-2. That's how Lennox Lewis got to be what Lennox Lewis was.
You know, no fighter in the heavyweight division has had more criticism heaped on him by reporters, particularly American reporters, in the past several years than Lennox Lewis. But through it all, not too many guys wanted to fight him. Not too many guys were stepping up and saying, well, let me have a shot at Lennox Lewis. No. And here's the reason why. Yeah,
because they knew the talent that Lennox possessed. It's just that he was hurt badly by the mishap on the Riddick Bowe situation. When he didn't get a chance to prove himself against Riddick Bowe, that hurt Lennox Lewis.
And every American critic presumed that Riddick Bowe was the better fighter than Lennox Lewis, but Golota's whole reputation was based on his 2 trips with Bowe, and off of this you have to say, well, how much was that? How good was Bowe?
Well, that goes to show you. And I don't think it was that Bowe was bad either. It's just that Bowe really didn't take this fight serious because he too cheated himself when he didn't fight Lennox Lewis when the fight was at prime time.
Another look at the intense first-round destruction of Andrew Golota by the thunderous punches of Lennox Lewis.
And that usually means that a guy is back.
Well, there's a statement. If you were wondering if the winner of tonight's fight could make a definitive statement that would put him in line as the obvious public challenger to the winner of Holyfield Moorer, there it was. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute 35 seconds of the very first round. Referee Joe Cortez calls the fight to an end. The winner, and still WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Great Britain, Lennox Lewis.
It was the 6th quickest knockout ever in a heavyweight title fight. It was everything Lennox Lewis might have dreamed it could be and more. It was total destruction.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen,
Golota
December 6th,
and his
right
mystique.
here in Atlantic City by way of Caesars.
And here's
Atlantic
another look
City.
at the full first round in real speed. And Golota started off tentatively, Roy, and just never really got into it.
No, because he came here not prepared. He got here late. His whole night started just like he started. He started out late. He came in unready. He wasn't prepared like he wanted to be. And it shows right here. He's cold. He has no clue of really what's about to happen because he's not prepared.
That left hook by Lewis, driving Golota back just a little bit. Golota not even able to land his vaunted jab in the early going. That right hand drove him back, and that was a prelude of things to come.
Yeah, and sometimes it shows that he may have not been as serious as was Lennox Lewis. And it's so strange because in my fight with Montel Griffin, the second fight, Montel said the same thing. He said he didn't get a chance to warm up. You should have been ready 5 months ago. You knew we were coming to this.
This is professional boxing. You're supposed to be warmed up when you get to the ring, and it's your responsibility. That excuse won't work for what happened to Golota tonight. What happened to Golota tonight was legitimate Lennox Lewis thunder, and it showed on Andrew's face right there.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And here I think the referee really gave him more time than he was supposed to have to get himself back together. But I guess he wanted the fans to really see a good fight. You know?
Cortez all but gave Golota an obvious excess of time, but it didn't matter to Lewis. He mixed in a body shot in the closing barrage.
In my opinion, I think Lennox Lewis is back.
So for the first time since Halloween, 6 punches in that first round to go in London. Lennox Lewis on power shots. Golota never really got going. Attempted 10 punches and landed only 2. And after the fight in the ring, Larry Merchant spoke to both winner and loser.
How do you feel after finally making such a dramatic statement, that the kind of statement that people want to see in a heavyweight champion?
Well, basically, you know, I just wanted to go out there and make my statement to the world because I want to prove that I'm the best heavyweight on the planet, and I want to consolidate all the belts together and keep them for myself.
Have you been turned from, I don't know, a big pussycat into a big tiger?
Well, I told Golota, welcomes to the lion's den, and you know, you could say the people were woke in a sleeping lion, and that was me. I just wanted to go in there and prove my point. I wanted to go in there and get rid of him. Like I said, I wanted to get rid of all the misfits in the heavyweight division right now. And, you know, Golota was the last person on my list. And I basically wanted to go out there and hit him before he could commit any fouls in there. Once I had him hurt, just take him out.
Did he look tentative or frozen to you when it started out, or waiting to see what might develop, and you just got to him before he could figure anything out?
Well, you know, I knew what my game plan was going in there. I just wanted to go in there and prove my point and not really worry about him. Everybody was making a big statement about the low blows and him being dirty. I didn't want to give him no chance to do anything dirty. Just going to go in there and do my job, go in there and hit him. Emmanuel Stewart said I'm an accurate puncher, so I just wanted to go in there and prove that I'm an accurate puncher. Once I hit him, you know, I knew he was gone.
All right, we want to take a look at what happened in the ring again and have you describe to us, Lennox, what you saw early on and how you imposed yourself on Golota.
Basically, you know, I realized that he was a bit tentative, you know, with his punches. He was basically waiting for me to do my thing. But Golota's never seen nothing like me. He's never seen my kind of speed, my kind of accuracy, especially my kind of punching power. Once he got hit, you know, you see what happens after one punch. You know, he basically reacted in a negative way and he was hurt.
When he got up again, wobbly, you knew it was the end, didn't you?
I knew it was the end because I felt the referee, you know, took a long while with the count. But I wanted to take my time, and I was very intense.
All right, Emmanuel Stewart, you've been preaching to this lion for several years since you've begun to train him that he had the kind of ability to do this rather than to be a counterpuncher. Has he finally achieved what your dream was for him as well as what his dream was for himself?
Yes, I'm very happy. I've always said from the day that I first saw Lennox, he was the best heavyweight that I'd ever saw, and that's why I was excited when I got involved with him. But he's a puncher first, and the thing that amazed me about him, he's going back to his old days when he really was an aggressive person in the streets. But the thing about his accuracy is so much that if he punches, his volume goes up, his knockouts are going to, because he's a very accurate puncher.
All right, Lennox, what are you hoping for next?
Like I said, to consolidate all the championship belts. Lennox Lewis is still on a mission. I want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and that's my goal.
You came late. You delayed coming into the ring. Were you cold in there? Were you not fully prepared for the start of the fight?
I don't know what happened. You know, I just got caught. You know, it's hard to understand to me. That, you know, why did it happen? You know, and what can I do? Accident.
You never had a chance to use your jab convincingly to do anything. Was he just too strong and too accurate with his punches?
I was a little bit too pressure, I guess. Too nervous, you know. And
you say that you were a little nervous because of the pressure. In some ways, did all the talk of the low blows inhibit you, make you less aggressive than you would ordinarily be?
There's a lot of things, you know, happen, you know, in the past, you know. So I got to the disqualification. Everybody talk about it, you know, and a little bit too much, you know. But what can I do, you know? I can't just, you know, make guilt anybody else around, you know, because I lost the fight, you know. So
you're saying that there was so much talk about the disqualifications that added to the pressure of fighting for a title for the first time. Would that be an accurate reflection of what you said?
Yes, you know, people couldn't believe they're not able to fight for the title, you know. Just happened, just accident, no happened. And I'm sorry, Lou, you know, you spent so much time with me, you know, and you, Roger, you know, thank you, thank you, both of you, you know, for a great.
We'll be back. You'll be back.
Great training, you know, and great
back.
time.
You'll be back.
But what can I do? I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, Andrew.